Good evening, TikTok. Good evening, YouTube. How is everybody doing today? I am going live on two different platforms. Usually it is three, but my Wi-Fi kept buffering. So we're going to try just two. So I'm going live on TikTok and I'm going live on YouTube. YouTube, if you can tell me in the comments where you're watching from, that would be great. If you're watching the replay or if you're watching the live broadcast, type replay in the comments or type live. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to answer any questions that you guys have. I'm getting on a little bit earlier tonight. I'm going to be experimenting the different times that I'm going to be going on live. So if you can just type in the comments where you're watching from, that would be great. I got a little glare in the background, but that's all good. Welcome, Jim, for joining the broadcast today. You guys on YouTube and TikTok, we're going to be talking about a 30K challenge that we're doing in 90 days. I am super pumped, super excited to dive right into it. We have a lot of cool things happening inside of our community. If you guys aren't familiar with my community and what we're doing, I'm a part of the Legacy Builders program, which is the digital growth community. We're actually the #1 business community inside of school. We have over 28,000 members inside of the community, and we're growing at rapid speeds because people are crushing it, wanting to learn the digital marketing skills to make money online. Let's just be raw and real for a moment. If you are working a 9 to 5 or you're working a traditional job, a salary paid job, I was in corporate retail and restaurant management for about 10 years. It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of hours. I would say about 50 to 60 hours, depending on if it's retail or restaurant. Restaurant, I found you had to do a lot more hours. And then on top of that, you're literally on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week when you're in the restaurant industry or when you're in management, right? So I've been doing retail and restaurant for the last 10 to 12 years. And for the last 3 years of my life, I've had an apparel company that I've been running. And inside of my apparel company, believe it or not, I've been working 12 to 15 hours every single day, fulfilling orders, wearing all of the hats in the business. And so I'm super stoked, super excited, beyond expression to even be a part of the community I'm in right now. It's absolutely amazing. I will tell you guys this: whenever you have any business, whether you're doing physical products, whether you're doing coaching, whether you're doing subscription, or whether you're just clocking in and working for somebody else, whether that's temporary or that's something that you feel comfortable doing and you can see yourself doing it for the rest of your life. I will tell you this: having your income capped is horrible because the economy is literally rising at a rapid speed. Everything's doubling and tripling in price, but our salaries and our pay is staying the same. Nobody wants to live like that. I'm a single mom. I have a 16-year-old boy. He is a handful, if I could say the most, and he's been raised right, and he's still a handful. So my heart goes out to all of the single moms out there. My heart goes out to all the single dads out there. Welcome, Kathy. Welcome, Glam. Welcome, Wit. If you guys can like the broadcast, that would be awesome. Favorite it, share it with somebody you think will give value to. I'm going to give you guys so much value on tonight. I try to over deliver every single day that I get on live because I feel like our lives are supposed to be full of purpose, right? I believe in impacting people. I believe in building people up. I believe in giving them different ways that they can get out of the situations and circumstances that they're in, because nobody wants to stay stuck. Nobody wants to stay stuck in their finances. Nobody wants to stay stuck in their relationships. Nobody wants to feel stuck spiritually, relationally, emotionally, physically, mentally, in any area of your life, right? YouTube, if you can go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe. Also, tell me where you're watching from, and if you're watching the replay or the live, that would be awesome. Welcome, Susie. Welcome, C. Marvin, to the broadcast. So today I want to jump right into it. Okay. So if you didn't hear, if you weren't on in the beginning, I'm a single mom of a 16-year-old. I've had my own apparel company for the last 3 years, working about 12 to 15 hours inside of my business. So originally, if you think about it, when you think about starting your own company, right, you're doing it because not only you want to set your own schedule, but you're doing it for time freedom, and you're doing it to have finances that are not going to be capped by somebody else, right? So we're already working, building somebody else's business, and we're making their business successful by our work ethic, by what we're pouring into their company and the skills that we have to make their company flourish, right? So I figured, why would I continue to do that? Why would I continue to make somebody else's business flourish? It was during 2020 when that thing was going around, right, where the whole world shut down. I had this awesome idea to start this online business, this online apparel company, and it was doing amazing. We did $750,000 in sales our first year in the business, which is beyond what any of my expectations would have been, especially seeing how it started off really slow. And this is a gem for somebody, because sometimes when we start a business or we start a new adventure or a new endeavor, right, we expect that it's going to just take off from the moment we hit that launch button, from the moment we make our business be available and ready for people to come into it. And then when it doesn't, and we hear crickets, or it's not coming along as quickly as we expected, we are not willing to finish the race. We're willing to now jump to the next new thing, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, when in reality, any business that you start, whether it's physical products, whether it's digital products, which I'm doing right now, or whether it's coaching, subscription, or you have a brick and mortar company, it's going to take time. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take determination. It's going to take you being sold out and so obsessed with that business that no matter what comes your way, that you're not going to give up, that no matter what obstacle you face, no matter what circumstances are thrown your way, that you're not going to give up, right? So for me, even though my business didn't take off in the beginning, I would say probably for the first 2 to 3 months, you guys, I heard crickets. I didn't have any sales. Nobody knew my business was online. And I was cleaning houses during the day to make ends meet. I was cleaning houses, vacation rentals, and long-term rentals during the day. And I would take all of that profit that I was making cleaning houses, I would pay my bills. And then the little teeny bit I had left over in 2020, this was about 3, 4 years ago, I would take the rest of it and I would dump it into marketing, because I understood that the only way for my business to be successful was that I needed a marketing strategy, right? So if nobody knew my business was online, how was I going to be able to sell my apparel? How was I going to be able to sell my t-shirts, my hoodies, my hats, my jogger sets, everything I was selling? If people don't know your business exists, you're not going to be able to sell anything. It doesn't matter what you're selling. You can have the hottest product, the product that's in the most demand, best quality product. The whole entire world could want it. But if they don't know you're there because you failed to market properly, or you failed to do your market research, then your business is not going to be successful. So for me, I understood that, but I also didn't have the finances to spend a lot of money in marketing. So I would take the little bit of finances that I did have, and I would spend $5 a day on marketing. Then it went up to $10 a day on paid advertising. That's Facebook ads, Instagram ads. And I was paying an agency also somewhere down the line to run my ads for me, which was a huge mistake. And it got all the way up to $20 a day. I kept working. And then sooner or later, I got put into the algorithm of social media. Right now, currently, this isn't even 3 years ago when I started my company, but right now, currently, we have over 1 billion people that are on social media every single day. Imagine being able to market to 1% of those people. Imagine having a product. Maybe you want to sell ebooks. Maybe you want to sell digital products. Maybe you just want to flip and be what we call a reseller, right? Maybe you want to create content. Maybe you want to sell e-courses and teach people things, right? Give them value. Whatever it is that you want to sell, or whatever it is you want to start in life, whatever business it is, you're going to sell something. If you're not going to sell something, you're going to be sold too, because everywhere we go in life, people are selling us stuff. We have to buy gas. They're selling us gas. We have to buy food. They're selling us food. We have to buy clothes. They're selling us clothes. We have to buy everything you look around in your house right now. Somebody sold you something. So whether you like sales or not, the only way to make extra money is by selling something. You just have to get comfortable in your marketing. You have to get comfortable with your strategy. You have to get comfortable with whatever it is that you're selling so that you can be of value to whoever it is you're selling it to, right? So back to my story. So I was dumping all of my extra money into marketing. And then finally on month 3, that's why I tell you guys that when you start something, don't give up. Don't be so quick to give up. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel because it's not working in the beginning. It's not gonna. Anything in the beginning is gonna be uncomfortable, right? Anything that you do in the beginning is gonna take time. It's gonna take consistency. You need to be coachable. You need to have somebody in your circle, in your sphere of influence, you guys, that's gonna lift you up. And if people are talking about you, this is another gem. Say you start digital marketing, right? Say you start selling digital products and you have all these people that are bad mouthing you saying, oh, you're a part of that, or oh, you're not going to do well. You need to get around people that are doing better than you so they can pull you up. Because if somebody's talking about you, they're beneath you and all they can do is pull you down, right? They're not lifting you up because they're talking trash, they're talking garbage, they're being negative, right? So all they could do is pull you down. They're beneath you. Why would you listen to somebody that is beneath you? Why would you listen to somebody that's not even on your level, that doesn't have the same mindset, that doesn't have the same goals and the same aspirations? So you need to silence the noise and you need to get serious about your vision. You need to get serious about your goals. You need to get serious about making extra money online. You need to get serious about spending more time with your family so that you can actually have a real life and not be a slave to your own business, not be a slave to somebody else's business. Tomorrow is the 4th, right? Tomorrow's the 4th of July. When I was in retail and restaurant management, I had to work every holiday. I had to work nights. I had to work weekends. And being a single mom, it didn't matter that my kid was young. It didn't matter that my kid needed to go to or needed his mom, right? All they cared about was their business succeeding. So why is it that I just got an epiphany? Why is it that we're so willing to be sold out for somebody else's business? We're willing to trade our family's time when our babies need us to be home, when our spouses need us to be home, when our families need us to be home, when our friends need us to be there, right? When we need to have time for ourselves, but we don't have the time because we're running to a job to clock into their business. Why are we sold out for somebody else's vision that we're willing to give up holidays? We're willing to give up the time that we're spending with our kids, that our babies need us. Don't get me started on that subject. Why are you so willing to give up your time that you could be serving in ministry, that you could be serving, helping the needy, that you could be doing something impactful that's going to do something in your life that's going to leave a legacy? Why are we so sold out for other companies' vision, but not our own? Because they have a guaranteed weekly salary that they're going to give you? What about being sold out for your vision? Because just the same way they were sold out for their vision, they hired people to do their job. Why not learn a new skill, learn a new trade, learn a new way to generate income and be so sold out for your business and your vision that you start creating your own wealth? Then you can make your own schedule. Then you can get your time back with your kids. You can get your time back with your spouse. You can go out and do something nice for yourself. Tomorrow's the 4th. When I was in corporate, I would be working on the 4th. When I was in corporate, I would be working nights and weekends. Do you know how hard it was for me to walk away from my baby as a single mom? Lewis said, facts. It's the truth. Do you know how hard it was for me to drop my kid off in daycare to go work for somebody else when my baby needed me more? Do you know how it broke my heart? Do you know how many relationships split, not only because of finances, that's the number one thing, right? But do you know how many relationships split because they grow apart, because they don't even know each other anymore? Why don't they know each other? Because it takes time to get to know somebody. It takes time. When you know your kids, when you know your spouse, right? Your spouse can walk into a room, or your best friend or your family member, your mom or your dad or your sister or your brother, somebody that you know really well, that you have a relationship with, can literally walk into the room. Your back can be turned to them. And when they open their mouth and speak, you recognize their voice without even seeing them. Why do you recognize their voice? Because you spent time with them. So you know their voice because you put the time in to build that relationship. So relationships take time. So why are you so willing to trade your time that you could be building with your spouse and with your kids to go work and build somebody else's vision when there's so much money to be made online? So much money. And I want you to hear this because 30 days ago, I wasn't doing this. 30 days ago, I was sold out for my vision. 30 days ago, I had an apparel company that I've been working in for 3 years, spending 12 to 15 hours a day fulfilling orders, shipping out orders, getting the inventory, running my online website, pouring all my extra money into paid advertising, spending $2,500 a month on a coach. That's what I was doing for 3 years. 30 days ago. You know, when I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know the truth? I was about to have a breakdown because I've been working nonstop for 3 years inside of my own company. My vision that I had didn't vision out right. You know how they say life lifes or life be lifing, right? A lot of people say life be lifing, meaning situations and circumstances come that get us off track of what we want to do, right? Well, my vision wasn't visioning. It was not panning out the way that or the way that I saw it panning out. The way I saw my vision panning out was after that first year of taking off to $750,000 in sales. My next year vision was I was going to hire people to do all of the work that I didn't want to do. I was going to bring people, I was going to create jobs, I was going to create this amazing atmosphere where people would want to come and work for me. I was going to be the most amazing boss, and I was going to make so much profit because I was going to take it to the next level. Why didn't it happen that way? You know why it didn't happen that way? Because I was too busy, stuck working in my business all the time, 15 hours a day, that I couldn't get the necessary skills to learn marketing properly. So when the business took off, I couldn't optimize my ads. So what should have been running effectively and profitably inside of my business, taking my business to the next level, ultimately started making me lose money. Ultimately started making me work more because I now had to work more in order to keep the customers that I had. I had to send out more emails to my back end list. I had to learn how to do text message marketing. I had to keep dumping money into paid ads, never really learning how to optimize them efficiently and profitably. And I kept trading my time for money. I kept getting more stressed out. I kept getting more anxiety because more orders kept coming in. What should have been a celebration of our business scaling, now I didn't even want more business because I couldn't handle the amount of the workload that was happening inside of my business. And I wasn't profitable enough to be able to bring people in to help me. What happens when your business goes to the next level that you can't even manage it properly to then bring the right amount of work in because you're too busy spending too much money on paid advertising? So 30 days ago, I was overworked. I was full of anxiety. I was on the verge of having a breakdown emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally. And that's real. I wanted to walk away from it all. I told my kid, I don't want my business anymore. And he said, what? I literally brought my kid, my 13-year-old, into my business 3 years ago. And I taught him everything behind the scenes. I was a proud mama. I told him that this is going to be your business. You're going to start your own apparel business if you want. This is going to be a way that you can make money. You'll never have to clock into somebody else's 9 to 5. And although I taught him so many skills, I taught him how to work. I taught him a great work ethic. I taught him all of these things. Gian said, I feel ya. I taught him all of these skills. But then a year went by and I saw that my kid didn't have a childhood anymore, that he was so busy homeschooling and working inside of my business, he didn't even have time to be a kid. We didn't even have time to serve in ministry the way that we wanted to serve in ministry. So the vision got clouded. The vision wasn't visioning anymore. So I had to go back to the drawing board. And 30 days ago, when I told him I don't want it anymore, he started convincing me, no, mom, you're going to keep going. No, mom, we're going to make this work. But deep inside of me, I didn't want that life for my kid. I didn't want him to be a slave to his own business. I didn't want him to have to step into something where he could have been more profitable and had a better life working a 9 to 5. Nobody wants to work 2 and 3 jobs, right? If you're working 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet, nobody wants to do that. That's not a life that's worth living. That's not a life that's full of purpose, that's full of value, that's full of impact. Each and every one of us here that was placed on this earth was called and created for a purpose greater than working in your job, in your business, greater than working 2 and 3 jobs, greater than just waking up every day and going through the motions of life. You are called with a voice to impact the people around you. You are called with specific gifts that God placed on the inside of you to then be used to make an impact and an influence in the sphere of influence that you are called for. Your sphere of influence will be different than my sphere of influence. Your kid's sphere of influence will be different than what yours was. Believe it or not, if we don't have that time to pour into our babies, right? If you're a parent, whether you're a single parent or not, believe it or not, if you are too busy working in corporate, because the higher you go up in the ladder, the more time they're going to want. I know, because I was there. The higher you go up in the corporate ladder, the more you have to exchange your time for money, the more they depend on you to be there for every time a district manager comes into town, every time a corporate manager comes into town, every time a goal needs to be met, a quota needs to be met, you're going to be required to be there to oversee that company. So it doesn't matter. It never stops. The higher you want to go up, you're always trading your time for money. When will it ever stop? When will you ever be able to get your life back? I mean, your time back. I don't care what amount of money, the way I was feeling 30 days ago when I wanted to throw in the towel on everything, when my purpose was being put more on the back burner, farther and farther on the back burner because I had to continue to work in my business. No amount of money is worth your mental state of mind. No amount of money is worth you trading that time where your kids need you. You trading your time where your spouse needs you. You trading your time where your family needs you. No amount of money is worth it, right? So I had to go back to the drawing board. And no matter how successful the finances were telling me I was, deep inside of me, I was literally crumbling. I'm very careful with the words I'm going to say. I wanted to say the DYE word. Literally on the inside of me, I was crumbling because I didn't want to get up anymore and go to that job. And it was my company. I didn't want to wake up and put 12 to 15 hours a day in my company. I didn't want to go serve in ministry because then it was taking away from the time that I needed to be in my company, knowing when I came back from doing what I really wanted to do was serve. I knew I was going to have an extra workload that I was then going to have to put in extra hours on top of what I was already doing. When does the cycle stop? Right? So I saw all these kids, literally kids. I saw all of these kids talking about how they were making so much money online. I said, there's no way. There's no way. Maybe it's because they don't have the responsibilities that I have. Maybe they're crushing it online because that's just TikTok, right? Maybe they're crushing it online because the lower kids or the kids in their age range, right, was going to y'all, my kid just came in and disrupted my whole life. Maybe they were being successful because they were younger and they can connect to that age group, right? But all I knew is they had a comma in their paycheck every day, not every week. How long does it take you to have a comma in your paycheck every week when kids, literally 16, 17, 18-year-olds, are crushing it online and having a comma in their paycheck daily by showing up on a social media site? They don't have any skills. They've never worked a 9 to 5. They're probably spoiled, entitled. They have all of this going on and they're crushing it online. Okay. They're crushing it online. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me tell my kids something real quick. Can you come here, please? Can you take them downstairs with you? Because they're going to start making a whole lot of noise. Okay, but still take them downstairs with you. When I go get off the shower. Yeah. He just got back from basketball, you guys. So 30 days ago, I made the change. I made the shift, right? I didn't want to do it anymore. So I started researching. And this is something that I want you guys to make sure that no matter what TikTok person you're listening to, no matter what YouTube you're listening to, I don't care how successful they say that they are. Most of them are telling the truth, but most of them aren't giving you all the details on how they got successful, how long it took for them to get successful. Most of them aren't telling you the blood, sweat, and tears that they had to put in behind the scenes, right? I'm not going to withhold information from anybody because I truly and genuinely want everybody that was facing what I was facing 30 days ago, that felt like giving up on life 30 days ago. And if you're experiencing that in your life, why would I lie to you? Just so that I can climb the corporate ladder or the ladder of success online, right? I would never do that because I know how it feels. So I did my own market research. How you guys doing? Tenderfoot, Nell, Digital Marketing with Tara. How you guys doing tonight? Everybody joining on YouTube, how you guys doing tonight? So I did my own research. I actually bought a course, you guys, called the Roadmap 3.0. I never launched it, but I bought a course because the course teaches you all the digital marketing skills that you're going to need to be successful online. So I knew I needed certain skills if I was going to do it for the long haul. Remember, I'm trying to replace my business that I've been working in for the last 3 years, the income that I'm making, right? I'm not looking to make just a quick dollar or a quick thousand or a quick 20, 30, 40,000. I'm looking for the long haul because I want my time back, because I truly want to shift in my entire life, not just how much money can I make in the quickest, right? So I'm looking at all the courses 30 days ago. I'm researching all the courses that I can get the right digital marketing skills so that I can do this for the long haul. Longevity is what I'm looking for, right? So I came across a course called the Roadmap, and it had a lot of the things that I wanted and that I needed in order to learn how to do organic marketing. Remember how I was telling you I was spending tens of thousands of dollars in paid advertising and digital marketing online, but paid advertising? I didn't want to go that route. Everything that I'm doing this time around is completely different than the last time when I started my business. When I started my apparel company, physical products. When I started my apparel company, paid advertising. When I started my apparel company, $2,500 a month I was spending on a coach. This time around, I'm cutting all of that out. Why? Because these kids aren't doing that. If they can do it, I can do it, right? If people that are in their 60s and 70s are crushing it online and I'm midlife and I feel like I have a lot to offer the world, why can't I do it and cut all of that out, right? You want to cut the overhead out of your business. You don't want to be spending all of this money on overhead. You want to make sure that whatever you're getting into is something that you don't have a lot of overhead, right? So for me, I didn't want to spend all that money. So the course that I bought, I ended up losing on. Yes, it had all of the skills that I didn't lose on it because it had a lot of the skills that I could learn to know how to do digital marketing, but it didn't have the community that I was looking for. It didn't have it didn't, sorry, just got to text you guys. It didn't have the coaching that I was looking for. It didn't have the like-minded people that I was looking for that would be able to surround myself with and pull me up. Remember how I said if people are talking trash about the business venture that you want to do and they're telling you that it's not going to work and that it's not going to be successful, that they're not at a higher level than you, how can I determine that? Because they're only pulling you down. And you could only pull somebody down if you're beneath them. Somebody that's above you, they're not going to be able to pull you down. They're only going to pull you up, right? So whenever anytime in life somebody's talking trash about what you're doing, talking trash about your success, telling you that that vision isn't going to work, it's because they're beneath you. They're trying to pull you down. They're not building you up, right? So in order to get up to the people that are on another level than me, I needed to surround myself with those types of people. I needed to find out what they were doing to be successful. I needed to find out the mistakes that they made so I didn't make those same mistakes. I needed to find out all the skills that they were learning and applying and putting automations into place to make their business run on automations so I didn't have to trade all my time for money again, right? So I not only needed a course, but I needed coaching. And I needed to get around people that were making high six figures in order to replace the income that I was making inside of my apparel company. So I chose a program. So I bought the Roadmap 3.0, but then I never implemented it. Welcome to everybody that's jumping on. I didn't implement it, you guys. It's sitting literally in my email and I was getting ready to launch it, but then I pivoted again. So I got into a program called the Legacy Builder. And if you go to the link in my bio, click it or copy and paste it. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers right now, 1,000 followers. If you're not following me, follow me. I literally have like 5 left to get to 1,000 to where my link can be clickable, right? Because I have everybody told me not to pick the name that I have for my business. But again, I'm not listening to everybody. I wanted my brand to be branded across all platforms. So right now on YouTube, I have a faith-based podcast that I do called the Godpreneur Podcast. I also have a business podcast that I just started that ties into what I'm doing now called the Godpreneur University. It teaches you how to make 10K online per month. It teaches you how to make 6 figures online, right? So my link in my bio is called Godpreneur Daily Pay because the program that I'm in right now, it's called the Legacy Builder Program. And this program is all about getting a 2-hour workday. Remember how I said I was doing 15 hours a day in my business? When I heard that people were actually doing 2 to 3 hours a day and being successful online, making way more than what I was making, and I was working 15 hours a day inside of my company, it would be insane for me not to shift my focus and my vision in my business when everything nowadays is going digitally. Forbes has projected that the digital marketing industry, the e-learning industry, is going to be a $1 trillion industry within the next couple years. We're currently in the billions right now, right? So if it's projected to keep growing at a rapid speed, but because my limited thinking wants to keep building my business that has not been working for the last 3 years, I would be a fool not to shift my thinking. I would be a fool not to shift and pivot my business, right? Plus, I didn't want to do physical products anymore. I was burned out. I want to do something where I only have to create something one time and then it starts making money for me 24/7, right? So the Legacy Builder program, you work 2 to 3 hours a day on high income earning activities. That's going to drive people to your website, and then your website, your business that's running on autopilot through automations is going to do the rest of the work for you. You never have to worry about jumping on a sales call. So every one of you that's jumping on the live right now, I never have to get on a call with you. I never have to DM you unless you ask me a question first and then I answer your question. I never have to hold a webinar. I never have to create all these other things to try to sell something like what's that business that people are in right now? MLM, where they have to spend all of their time on the phone. They have to spend all of their time trying to get into these groups and build their team and get out there and network with people, network marketing, right? I didn't want to go that route. I wanted to simplify the process. Warren Buffett said, if you never learn how to automate your business, you'll work until the day that you die. He understood that to make money in your sleep, that you have to automate your business. When you find out how to automate anything in life, you guys, it changes everything, because now the time that you would be spending to do all of these tasks It's now automated and you don't have to do those tasks anymore. So you get that time back to now focus on the high income earning activities that's going to generate the income inside of your business. So although you can spend 10 to 15 hours a day in digital marketing doing all of these other things that aren't producing income, it's a waste of time when you can put automations into place that's literally proven, a proven blueprint, a proven step-by-step guide that you follow that's working for 28,000 people inside of our community. We have the highest ranked community that there is on the business side inside of school right now. Why? Because our program is the best program out there. I did my research, you guys. Research it for yourself. I want you to research it because I never want you to do anything that wouldn't work for you and your family. You have a family that is depending on you. You have babies that are looking up at you, that their eyes are looking up at you to provide a meal, to provide clothing, to provide a roof over their head. I would never tell you to do something that's not going to work for you and your family. But the way I look at it, this program will work for anybody. Why? You work 2 hours a day, 2 to 3 hours a day. I know most people say 2, but realistically, in the beginning, it's going to be at least 2 to 3 hours a day because you have to learn, right? When you get better at something, you can do it quicker. But in the beginning, seeing how you've never done it before, it's going to take you a little bit more time. So I say 2 to 3 hours. And then even on top of the 2 to 3 hours, I'm going out there and I'm trying to learn other skills so I can implement things to keep automating and reduce the time that I'm working inside of my business even lower than that, right? But that's me. Realistically, 2 to 3 hours every day, following a step-by-step guide that's going to generate income on autopilot, right? You have a proven blueprint that you're following. You have an online business that is ran off of automations. What does that look like? If I could break it down into layman's terms, into simplified terms, right? So when I say my business is running on autopilot, that means if you go click the link in my bio or copy and paste the link in my bio into your browser right now, it's going to take you to my website, right? And when you go to my website, it's going to ask you to put your email in. You put your email in and automatically I send you the blueprint. So if you were to go to my website right now while I'm on the live with you and you put your email in, my automations are going to send you the blueprint that I follow automatically. So I don't have to get off this live and you don't have to sit there and wait for me to physically go to my blueprint and email it to you because it's automated. Then you're going to watch a video, a short video that explains the different things that we do inside of our business detailed out for you. After you watch that business, you'll go to my sales page, which will give you a story about myself, background about me and my family. It'll tell you all the options that you have to get into our program. We have 4 levels that you could come into. You could come in at $100, you could come in at $300, you could come in at $600, or you could come in at $900. Each one of those levels gives you specific things inside of the business to make you successful. So you have to do your own research. If you go to the $100 program, look and see what it offers. And if that's something that benefits you, jump on it. If it's beneficial for you to jump in at the 3, 6, or 9, you make that decision. And each one of those levels, it shows you what you get inside of our program. But every one of those levels, you get access to our community, access to high 6 and 7 figure income earners that's going to pour into you, that's going to give you the skills that you need to be successful. Where in the world right now, at any job that you're at, any job that you're going to right now, currently, or any job that you have your mindset at going to get, what millionaire is going to mentor you? That's showing you a step-by-step process that's working for them, that they got to the millions that they're making right now by following the same step-by-step process, the same blueprint that they followed to get to where they got, that they're going to show you the same steps so that you can be successful the same way they got there. What millionaire do you currently know that you can call, that you can ask a question, that you can have mentor you? I didn't know anybody and I was already successful. I was being coached by a high 6 income figure earner, but I was paying $2,500 a month for that. We get that coaching for free inside of this program. It blows my mind how people will not be willing to invest in them 100, 300, 600, or $900 as a one-time investment to get access to the free coaching from high 6 and 7 figure income earners that they got to where they're at by following the same process that we're pulling you into the program to follow. It makes no sense why you wouldn't do it unless you tell yourself that you wouldn't be successful doing it. But that's limited thinking. I had no experience in digital marketing. I had no experience doing what I'm doing. I had an apparel company that I built from the ground up, that I was working 15 hours a day, that I learned how to do paid ads. I learned how to do email marketing. I learned how to do funnels. I learned how to do text message marketing. I learned how to build my website. I learned how to build relationships with my customers. That's what I did inside of my apparel company. So digital marketing, which what I'm doing right now, which is excluding all of the time that I needed to work inside of my business, is a whole new ball game. But I was willing to invest in myself. I am a single mom. And although I was making high figures, I was only getting 30% profit, you guys. That's what happens when you do physical products and not digital. That's another reason I wanted to go to digital, because all the time I was spending inside of my company, all the time I was spending working inside of my business to make 750,000 per year, I was only getting 30% of that. And then I had to keep reinvesting and reinvesting and reinvesting to grow my business. It wasn't worth it. It's not worth it with physical products because you have to spend or trade your time for money. The more successful you get, the more time you have to spend. And I was trying to get out of the rat race of slaving in my own business. So this business that I'm in right now that I just explained to you, where you only work 2 to 3 hours a day to make 6 figures and higher, where you follow a simple step-by-step guide that's laid out, that literally we have a 7-day to profit blueprint that you get inside of the program. Then after you finish off that 7 days to profit, then we give you a 30 days to 10K blueprint. Right now on the 9th of this month, which is in 6 days, we're getting ready to launch. This is what I'm so excited about. We're getting ready to launch a 30K in 90 days challenge, meaning everybody in the community is going to be on fire, following the same process, winning with each other, building one another up. Listen, the bosses inside of our program, the mompreneurs, the entrepreneurs, the godpreneurs, all of the people winning inside of our program are going to be helping one another win. We don't do that whole jealousy thing. We don't do that whole, I'm going to hold this information back so I win and you don't. That's why our program is the best. That's why we're growing at rapid speeds, because our program, we don't gatekeep. Our program, we give you everything you need to be successful. Our mentor, who is a millionaire inside of our program, she's the one that created the program. She's the one that mentors all of us in the program. So when you invest in yourself and you get inside of our program, you get the same mentorship. Not to mention, I'm there for you too. You can literally reach out to me any time of the day. Anytime during the day, and I'll get back to you right within a reasonable amount of time. And I'll answer any questions that you have. I want to see all of the people that I help, all of the families that I help get off the struggle bus. I want to see them win, right? I want the same success for you that I'm having inside of the program. And I've been in the program 30 days or less. And I've already made thousands. And I've not completely walked away from my apparel company yet, because I'm waiting for it to replace my income all the way. And then I'm going to say deuces, I'm out. I don't want to do physical products anymore. I don't want to have to trade my time for money anymore, right? So inside of the program, we're getting ready to launch a 30K in 90 days. What would it be like if by the holidays, you guys, you already generated 30K over the next 90 days? 90 days being consistent, doing anything in life will literally change the trajectory of your finances. It'll change the trajectory of your disciplinary actions, because after 21 days of doing something, the same thing over and over again, you've made a habit. And millionaires create habits. Millionaires have skills that they work smarter and not harder. And by following a step by step process, you're working smarter and not harder. Right? You guys, I want you to ask any questions that you have. I want you to engage with me. Drop a 1 in the comment if you're working too much. Drop a 1 in the comment if you're a single mom where you're struggling, or a single dad where you're struggling. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're tired of doing what you're doing right now and you want a second stream of income, a third stream of income, or maybe you just want to exchange and replace the income that you're currently making. I would absolutely love to help you. Go to the link in my bio and copy and paste it, put your email in, and it automatically sends you the step-by-step guide that I'm talking about. It automatically brings you to a video that you can watch, that you can get more details about what we're doing to win inside of our community. But we are a community of people that absolutely love one another. The winning inside of the community is contagious. You get coaching calls every week. You get tech calls. If you're not good at tech, we have tech calls, multiple tech calls every single week. Every week inside of the program, our mentor does a webinar. So you don't have to do the webinar, that you can invite all of your prospective clients to get on, and she breaks down the system to them. She wants each and every one of us to win, right? But I need you to get out of your stinking thinking. I need you to make a decision. Success is determined by your actions. Success in your spirituality is determined by your actions. Success in your finances is determined by your actions. Success in your relationships are determined by your actions. Let me break that down. If you want to grow on your spiritual journey, it's determined through your actions by how much time are you setting aside to get into the word? How much time are you setting aside to study the word? How much time are you setting aside in worship, in going to church, in building your spirituality? Success is determined by actions, right? If you want to grow your relationships, and you want to get deeper in your relationships with your family, you want to get deeper in your relationships with your kids, success is determined by your actions. How much time are you spending? Time spending is an action that you're taking, saying that you want to get closer with them, taking them out to the movies, taking them out to dinner, watching something on the television and having deep conversations with them. That's an action. Your success is determined by actions. And if you're coachable, you can absolutely win in this business. Let me give you your first challenge. If you say, I'm coachable, I'm willing to show up 2 hours every single day, my first instruction to you would be to go to the link in my bio and put your email in. That's going to show if you're coachable. And if you're coachable, I'll see that you put your email in and you clicked on the link in my bio, which is then going to send you the free blueprint to what we're doing, right? But if you can't be coachable enough to even check it out and go to the link in my bio and learn for yourself what we're doing inside of this program, you won't be successful because you're not willing to be coachable, right? Success leaves clues. Millionaires' decisions, or millionaires are made by the decisions that they're making. They don't make excuses. They make a decision and they follow through. They get a coach and they listen to their coach and they follow the instructions of their coach. They get a blueprint and they follow the step-by-step guide that's going to take them straight to success. That's going to take them straight to the end result. You see, so many times in life, we are in our head too much. We make the excuses on why it won't work for us. We make the excuses on why what this person is saying that I'm watching their content right now won't work for me. But what you need to do is you need to switch that up, because the honest to God truth is that little voice that's inside of your head telling you that you'll never be good enough, telling you that this program won't work for you, is contradicting what the truth is, because that voice inside of your head wouldn't be telling you that if you weren't a threat, right? So the way I look at my life, when the enemy comes and contradicts exactly what you're called to do, he's going to lie to you, because the enemy brings lies and God is a God of truth. So that's the exact opposite of what you're called to do. If you're called to be successful, the enemy's going to come and tell you that you're not, that you can't do it, that you won't be good at it. If you're called to have relationships, maybe at your workspace, maybe at your church, maybe you're called to build relationships with the youth to help them in the everyday peer pressures that they're going through. Whatever it is that you're called to, the enemy's going to come and contradict that thought by telling you the exact opposite. So you need to start contradicting that small voice that's telling you that you're not good enough with I am good enough. You need to contradict that voice that's telling you that you can't be successful with I will be successful. And when you train your mind in that manner, telling yourself that you will be successful, telling yourself that I am a decision maker, telling yourself that I'm not going to allow excuses to hold me captive and to hold me bound to poverty, then you're going to start seeing success. Then you're going to start seeing wins in your life, right? The reason people go to a job and they feel more comfortable being successful at a job is because they get on the job training, right? So when you get a new job and you go to that new job that you've never done before, and that boss tells you, it's okay, I see something in you that you're going to be great at this job. And you tell yourself, but I don't have any experience in that industry. But that job tells you, that's okay, I got on the job training, just show up and I'll show you how to do it. You're going to show up to that job because you believe more in their vision and more in their coaching and more in their on the job training than you do in your vision and what people are telling you is inside of this program that they'll teach you how to do. You believe more in them than you do in you. That's limited thinking. What would it be like if the amount of time that you invest in that 9 to 5 in somebody else's vision, that you take that same time and you invest it into your skills? You invest it into learning how to do something new. You invest it into learning how to make 2 and 3 income streams from home, so that when that job lets you go, that you have something to fall back on. Because believe it or not, the older you get and the older you get, there's going to be somebody that comes along that's half your age that is willing to take half your salary. They're going to let you go and they're going to put them into position. Why wouldn't they? As a business owner myself, if somebody came along and said, only pay me $100 a day and I'll do the same job that you're paying that person to do $200 a day, you better believe I'm going to let that person go and bring this person on board, because I'm looking for my bottom line. I'm looking to make sure that my business is more profitable and running more efficiently and effectively. That's the job of a CEO. But what if you were the CEO of your life? What if you were the CEO of your mindset? What if you were the CEO of learning that new skill set, of investing in you and getting inside of a program where there's thousands of people that can pull you up and not push you down? The time is now. Stop putting off tomorrow what can be done today, because tomorrow isn't even promised, right? Tomorrow's job isn't promised. Waking up tomorrow isn't promised. What are you putting in position today to make sure that your future is secure tomorrow? What are you putting in position today to make sure that you don't have to continue to struggle, that you don't have to continue to trade your time for money? What are you putting in position today? 30 days ago, I was ready for a change. I want you to go to the link in my bio, put your email in, just see what it's about. You don't have to purchase. Put your email in, see what it's about. Look and learn on how it can change your entire life within 90 days. We're going on a challenge, 30K in 90 days on July 9th. You should be a part of it. I know I am. I know my son, who I brought into my business at the age of 13, who's now 16, has already jumped on the same path that I'm on. He already got into the program. And as soon as that 30K and 90-day challenge starts, we're going to be going against each other to see how many lives that we can impact, right? We have a challenge within our own home that's going to challenge us to help as many families and as many people as we can be financially free, because I know what it's like to go to the grocery store and have to look in my account to see how much I can spend before I get to the cash register. I know what it's like to have utilities cut off, to have rent notices sent to me in years prior. I know what it's like to drop my kid off in daycare while all the way going to that job, my heart was crushing because I wanted to be with them at home. I know what it's like to put engagements to the back burner, time with my kid to the back burner, time spending in ministry to the back burner, all while trying to build my own business to try to get ahead. I know what it's like, and you don't have to live that life anymore. There's a better way, and the better way is making money online. Everything is going online. It's a $1 billion industry right now. It'll never be saturated. People need to hear your specific voice. People need to hear your specific story. There's an audience waiting on you. There's a tribe of people that you can impact because your experience in life, I've never been through. My experiences in life, other people haven't been through. So my story is unique in its own. The type of people that will gravitate to me might not gravitate to you, but the people that will gravitate to you might not gravitate to me because you sound different, you talk different, you have a different culture, a different background, and different experiences that people that are struggling need to hear how you have overcome, need to hear how you took the first step towards your financial freedom. The people in your family, your kids need a legacy that you will leave to them where they don't have to clock into somebody else's 9 to 5. They need a legacy that when you go lay your head down and you fulfilled your entire life, that they could come on board and fulfill, where they're never going to have to worry about struggling because you've already paved the way. You've already followed a blueprint and put a blueprint in position, and you've already found a way that they can be successful too. I want you to comment in the comments any questions that you guys have. Go ahead and like the broadcast, share the broadcast, leave a comment. You know what we say inside of our community? We say inside of our community that when you jump in brand new, we have a thread inside of our community that we jump on a follow train and we follow one another. We build one another up. We go to YouTube and we subscribe to each other's channels. Although I haven't done that with YouTube yet, I have done that with TikTok. But we help one another. It's all about helping each other win. It's all about helping each other get to that 10K per month. It's all about helping one another get to that 30K in 90 days, get to that 6 figures by the end of the year. We're in July. You still can make 6 figures by the end of this year by making one action today, jumping inside of the program at any one of those levels. But you got to make the choice. I can't make the choice for you. You know, there's a saying that says, I can feed you today, meaning I can give you money to pay your bill today. But tomorrow you're going to have another bill, and I'm going to have to keep giving you money day after day in order for you to be able to survive. Or I can teach you how to fish so that you can learn to eat for the rest of your life. I can teach you the skills that you'll need to learn to be successful running that business on autopilot, to where that business is now working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But you have to take that first step. You have to be the one that when I lead you to the water that you're willing to drink, right? It does take consistency. It does take showing up 2 to 3 hours a day. It does take being open to being coachable, trainable. It does take getting around the right people, which is inside of our community. That's why we're the number one community. It does take that, you guys. I don't know what TikTok is doing. It's doing something funny. It's probably going to have me verify. Once I stay on a certain amount of time, it has me verify. So just hang tight. I'm still on the live. But YouTube, if you have any questions, type them in the chat. TikTok, if you have any questions, type it in the chat. I would absolutely love to help you. I would absolutely love to answer any questions that you have about the program and about how I'm seeing success. I've literally earned thousands of dollars already inside of my community just by following the step-by-step guide, you guys. Just by getting in the community, plugging into the training, showing up on my content every day, putting the necessary steps into the business to make sure that it's running on autopilot. I've already done it, and I've only been in the program 30 days. You can do the same thing. You're one decision away right now from changing the trajectory of your life. What does that mean? If you make the decision to jump inside of the community today, your life will never again be the same because you're going to learn all of the skills that you need to release your own digital products. You'll learn all of the skills that you need to learn today to release your own subscription-based business, coaching business. Maybe you just want to sell e-courses and never have to release anything on your own. You immediately get 4 streams of income as soon as you set up your business on autopilot. You immediately get access to the community with 6 and 7 income earners. You immediately get access to all of the training, all of the coaching that you need to be successful. I'm getting ready to jump off this live. It's 9 o'clock where I'm at. I'm probably going to jump on a live maybe later tonight. I'm not sure. I have to see what my son is going to do. He just walked in the door from basketball. But I appreciate your guys' time. You guys are awesome. I want you to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're one decision away from changing your future. You just got to take action and know that you can do it. And I believe in you. I'm looking for 12 families to help every single month, 12 families to walk hand in hand, to teach them the skills that they're going to need to be successful and to help them get off the struggle bus. I want to see you making 10K minimum per month. I want to see you making 6 figures, 6 figures at least a year inside of our community. And I want you to get plugged in to the thousands of people that are crushing it. You guys have a great rest of your night. I'm getting ready to log off. Feel free to send me a DM. I'll answer any questions that you have, or go to the link in my bio, put your email in, and I'll send you the free blueprint that I'm following right now. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night, YouTube. You guys have a blessed one. And if you have any questions, go ahead and type it in the chat below. Make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're sharing. And if you have any questions, click the link that's in the description. Put your email in the same way I was telling TikTok, you can get that free blueprint sent right to you, and it'll take you to watch a short video. Have a good night, YouTube.